What is going on, traders? Welcome back to the Traveling Trader. In this video, we're going to be discussing the Coinbase IPO. I'll be giving you all of the details that we know thus far. What is the expected price? What's the expected valuation? And I'll also be telling you why you should be a little bit wary of investing in the Coinbase IPO. Very different from trading. Remember, trading and investing are two different sports. And lastly, I'll be giving you some trade ideas. You guys seem to love these videos. The last one I did was on Roblox, and I told you that I was comfortable buying Roblox around the $60 mark. We were able to get in. I ended up selling it for between 70 and 75 bucks. Today, Roblox actually hit a new high above $80. So if you get anything out of this video, leave it a big fat thumbs up just like this. Leave it in the comment section below. Let me know if you're going to be investing in the Coinbase IPO. I'd love to know your thoughts. And if you want access to our elite trading group, link is in the description below, where I also send out plays on option stocks. We're also doing the 10K challenge, as a lot of you know. And good news, the options course is finally finished. There will be a link along with a $100 coupon code in the description below. Let us get right into it. Coinbase IPO, what is it all about? Let's get into the details. Now, Coinbase is going live via a direct listing instead of a traditional IPO. And if you're a fan of my IPO videos, you know that I love this route a lot more because traditional IPOs give an opportunity to the institutions and the banks to involve a lot of shenanigans. They have too much control over the shares before the general public get their hands on them. They are constantly trying to gauge what the public is willing to pay for them and continue to raise the IPO price before it actually hits the exchange. They get to do things like silent auctions or Dutch auctions. The institutions get their hands on the IPO at a certain share price before the public does. The public ends up overpaying. Anyway, there's a lot of middlemaning involved going the traditional route because the underwriters are trying to get as much money as possible because they want to get paid too. So a direct listing is when a company releases the shares to the public at a certain price and then lets the price action naturally form over time. Companies that have done direct listings in the past include Twitter, Spotify, as we talked about, Roblox, Palantir was a direct listing, Asana was a direct listing. Also, it means that there is no lockup period, meaning that employees and insiders can sell their shares on day one. So that lockup expiration risk that retail traders like us sometimes face is eliminated. Now, when is the IPO exactly going to take place? Well, it'll happen on Wednesday, April 14th. In terms of the time, nobody knows. What's recently happened is that these direct listings go usually between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern time. Do they have to do that? No, they have until the end of the trading day. I mean, technically they can really do it, a minute before the bell closes, which obviously wouldn't suit them, but it is well within their legal right. But what we've seen is usually they wait for the market open shenanigans to pass, and then, right around midday, they will do the IPO direct listing. However, if you do want the Coinbase IPO, you'll want to make sure that you keep your eyes and ears open all day and look out on your platform for when the ticker symbol is released. So what is the ticker symbol of the Coinbase IPO? Well, it's naturally going to be COIN, C-O-I-N. All right, so now you know the ticker symbol, when it's going to go live. What is the price of the Coinbase IPO? Well, here is where the tricky part comes in. So with direct listings, they don't have to announce the price that they're going to direct list it at, and you will likely just see it pop up on your platform with a certain price. However, there are estimates of what the price is going to be. Now, there are a few different sources that we can lean on in order to try and surmise a price here. For instance, based on leaked information, we know that privately, the Coinbase shares have been selling for anywhere between $200 and $375. Now, obviously, we have to assume a premium here. Very rarely, if ever, will you see a direct listing be listed for a price that insiders were able to buy the shares at. So already, in my view, $375 is off the mark. I've seen estimates at around $400 a share, just based on the analysis that I just gave, that the price does have to be higher than what was traded privately. However, it could be a lot more scarier than this. Allow me to give you more details. How do we know what companies are valued at? Well, this is pretty easy because companies, especially startups, they go through rounds of funding to raise money. And the way that they raise money is by convincing investors that they're worth a certain amount And based on that valuation, they are then able to determine how much funding they should get for a piece of the company. Now, when Coinbase did a round of financing in 2018, they were valued at around $8 billion. Why so low at the time? Well, we did have a cryptocurrency crash. Bitcoin's price crashed, if you guys remember, from 20K in the beginning of 2018 all the way down to 3,100 by the end of 2018. And we see a correlation between Bitcoin's price and between the level of activity. When Bitcoin's price is surging, unsurprisingly, we get a wave of new investors coming in and there's a lot of volume traded. When Bitcoin's price is tanking, the opposite is true. A lot of fickle investors and retail traders leave the market. So it's not surprising that Coinbase was only valued at $8 billion at the time, being that most of their money comes from trading fees anyway. However, based on recent funding and valuations, there was a report by Axios that suggested that Coinbase was being valued at $100 billion currently. No surprise that Bitcoin's price is hovering around 63K at the time of this recording, and there is just another wave of hysteria in cryptocurrency trading as it is entering the mainstream. Now, to me, this is a ridiculous valuation because if you combine the NASDAQ as an exchange and ICE as an exchange, which is the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange, $100 billion valuation would be 1.5 times both of these companies' 2020 revenues combined. We're talking about the two most established exchanges in planet Earth's history. So based on a $100 billion valuation, what could the price of Coinbase be? Well, we already have information that the stockholders have registered 114.85 million shares. And this was as late as March 23rd. So this is recent information. If we do some quick math and we do 100 billion, how many zeros is that? Divided by the 114.85 million shares, we get a share price of $870. That is absolute bonkers, but we've seen crazier in the markets. All right, now here, in my opinion, is why you should be very careful investing in Coinbase for the long term. Again, trading, and I'll give you how I'm going to be trading it, what price point I'm going to be looking for, and how I'm going to be in and out of the market during IPO day. I want to give you some red flags considering Coinbase as a company and as a business model. Now, I'm not saying that they're doing anything shady, not from that perspective, just from an investment case. Now, the first thing that's a red flag to me is how they make money. Over 96% of Coinbase's total revenue comes from transaction fees. Now, you might be saying, yeah, great, there's a lot of cryptocurrency exchanged. I like their business model. I think that it's justified that most of their money should come from transaction fees. Yes, but remember what happened when Robinhood came into the picture. What did they force the big exchanges like Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, and the rest of them to do? In order to gain a competitive advantage, it was basically a race to the bottom of who can offer lower fees. And Robinhood found a business model that essentially wipes out all trading commissions. You would be crazy to think that the same thing is not going to happen with cryptocurrency. Exchanges based in the US like Kraken and Gemini, as well as some of the other exchanges not based in the US, you can easily see that it's going to be a race to the bottom. Coinbase currently charges one of the highest fees for cryptocurrency trading anyway. So if 96% of the revenues come from trading fees, that is a big red flag to me in an industry that is already changing day by day right before our eyes. Second thing is their valuation. $100 billion is just nuts to me. When you're trading at 1.5 times the combined revenue of both the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ, then you belong on another planet. To justify its expected $100 billion valuation, Coinbase must maintain a 25% margin on net operating profit after tax, grow revenue by 50% compounded annually for the next 7 years. Now, when you couple that with the fact that most of their money comes from trading fees, and the idea that which I think is true, is that trading fees are eventually going to be minimized, if not wiped out entirely for cryptocurrency trading, this becomes a very precarious business model, especially at a $100 billion valuation. All that is to say, watch out in terms of putting a lot of money in this long term. That is just my opinion. You could do what you like. Now, how am I going to be trading this? Just like with Roblox, I said that I won't really buy it significantly higher than $60. That panned out nicely. Palantir, I was able to get for $10, even a little bit under. Crazy to think that I got Palantir for $9.80 something cents. Missed out on Airbnb, missed out on DoorDash. You're not going to get all of them, but I'll definitely be looking at the $400 to $450 price point. and looking to swing that same day. I do not want to hold this. Now, I think that it could rally for 2 or 3 days, but we've seen IPOs drop time after time after time, even Roblox. So for me, 450 will probably be the upper limit of what I'm willing to pay for Coinbase. I will ride that up to maybe 500 and above. Obviously, I have no idea what happens. The IPO could list and we could see Coinbase go to 1,000. So this could all seem ridiculous in hindsight. However, 450 is what I'm willing to pay. If I don't get that, then that's fine. I mean, my portfolio is set up nicely. I don't need to jump in on the first day on Coinbase, and I will just wait for a couple of days to see what the price action is doing and go from there. If you're dying to buy a piece of Coinbase because you believe that the fee structure is going to be maintained and that Bitcoin's high prices is going to be maintained, if not elevated, then you could just dollar cost average, meaning you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. You could buy some Coinbase shares on IPO day, wait a little bit, average out your price over the coming couple of weeks. Anyway, traders, that is it for this video. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, leave it a big fat thumbs up just like this. Sign up if you want access to our private trading group. If you want to buy the options course with $100 off, there's a few hundred coupon codes left. Coupon code is in the description as well as the pinned comment, so check that out. Leave a comment, let me know if you're trading the Coinbase IPO, what price you're willing to pay for it, and what you think of their fee structure / valuation that I presented in this video. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, stay safe out there, traders. Peace.